ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत् गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य कलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेशतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 29, verse number 43. So this is continuation of description of Rāsa-līlā. We read the song of the gopis, the love song, Pranagit. And then in the previous verse it was described that Krishna, he could sense the distress, the agitation, the disturbance in the mind of the gopis. So then he smiled and he accepted their request. And then he did his Rāsa-līlā with them. So that is what is being described. There are not much details here, just few verses, and then this chapter comes to an end. So it says, Tabhi sametabhi udara chestitaha प्रियेक्षणोत्फुल्लमुखीभिरच्युतः उदारहासद्विजकुन्ददीधितिर्व्यरोचतेनाङ्कैवोडिभिर्व्रतः. So it is described here that Krishna is described here as Udara Cheshtita. Means he is very magnanimous, very generous in his activities, especially with his devotees and more so with gopis who are the topmost devotees. So these devotees, these gopis, they had gathered there, Tabhi Sametabhi. Because he played flute, they heard and they came there. So now he made them blissful by his lovely glances. Priyekshana Utfulla Mukhabhi. So what type of gopis? Utfulla Mukhabhi. Their faces were blooming. Why? Because of Priyekshana. Because he looked at them with a great love. So this Achyuta, then he was surrounded by them. Udara hasadujikunda didhiti virochatenanka idobhivrita. So Krishna is described here as Udara hasa. He had a very beautiful smile, broad smile, or smile which is very generous, because Udar is a word used for somebody who is very generous, very kind-hearted, very charitable. So why the smile is called Udarahasa? Because his smile was giving love to the gopis, which is the highest gift you can give. So therefore he is called Udarahas. And he was so much Udarahas, his smile was so broad that his teeth were visible. So there are various types of smile. You can smile without showing your teeth, and then you smile with teeth outside or lips going to the side. So Udara hasa dvija kunda didhiti virochata. So dvija is teeth. Teeth are also called twice born, because teeth also come two times. First time milk teeth, then second time. So here, Udara hasa dvija kunda. So these teeth were so brilliant that they were blooming the kunda flowers from the light coming out from the teeth. So this is how he is described here. So that is his smile. It was not only blooming gopis' hearts, but also the flowers. Means not only movables but immovables. Earlier also the gopis sang that Godaj, right? Pulkani Bibhram. So Godaj Mriga Pulkani Bibhram. So here it is showing that also. And how he appeared, so he says Vyarochata Enanka Iva Udibhir Vrita. He appeared just like full moon appears when it is surrounded by various stars. So the gopis were like stars and all, because there are so many of them, and he is in the midst. So he is compared here as like a moon, Enanka. So there is very small comment. Somehow Krishna Chakravarti Thakur did not write much on it. So Udaram Tasam Rati Sukha Pradam. So he is called Udara, Udara Hasa. Why? Because he gave them the bliss of love. And that is the highest bliss you can give. Udara Cheshtita. So this was his activity, that he gave Rati, Prema. They already have it, but he gave the happiness, means their Prema became Rasa. They experienced the bliss of love. when he was pleased. Because earlier he was speaking harsh words, now he is smiling. So first starving, then feeding. So that's how you enjoy. So bhaktanam tashranaddehi premadam cha cheshtritam lila yasya. So now he comments, and this is important, that not only that he gave bliss to the gopis, but those who are devotees, who have bhav for him, when they will hear this description of Krishna's Rāsa-līlā, then they will get prema. So that is his lila. So that is the meaning of udar chestitam. Achyutaha, so the word achyuta is used here for Krishna. So it has some specific sense, and that says that yugpadeva tat pratyekam ramana nishthachuti rahita. So achyuta means that who never falls down, who never deviates. So although there were so many of these gopis here, but Krishna was with every one of them. So ramana nishthachuti rahita means he enjoyed with each one of them, he satisfied each one of them. That is the meaning of achyuta. So this is also the greatness of Krishna, that he can reciprocate with each devotee. It's not limited. There are other forms of God, they have certain limitations that they can only reciprocate in a particular relationship, mainly dasya or shanta. But Krishna can relate in different moods. So therefore it says ramana nishthachuti rahita. Here of course they are all madhurya bhaktas. So he had pleasure, he relished their association, and therefore he is called achyuta. Udarais tasam sukh pradair महद्भिर्वा हाशैर द्विजानाम दंतानाम कुंदानाम इव प्रकाशिता दीधितिर्यस्य. So then it says udar hasa. So udarai tasai sukh pradair mahadbhirva. So udar has can also be applied for gopis, that it is there udarai tasam sukh pradai. No, it is his only. This was giving pleasure to them. Tasam sukh pradai mahadbhirva, or the meaning is that his smile was big smile. So not just one smile but many smiles, because he is using plural here. So mahadbhir hasair dujanam dantanam kundanam iva prakashita. So his teeth appeared like the kunda flower. Kunda flower come now in this season. These are the kunda flowers, the small ones, very fragrant and white in color, small size. So like that they had the shine, didhitiriyas. So that's the only comment he has. सौपगीयमान उद्गायन वनिता शतयूथपः मालां बिभ्रद वैजयन्तीं व्यचरन् मंडयन् वनम. So they were not just in one place, they looks like they moved in the forest, and it's described here. So upgiyaman udgayan. So how was Krishna? He was upgiyaman, means his glories were being sung by the gopis. And then he was also singing. Can you imagine Krishna singing? Udgayan. And he was singing loudly, because so many gopis have to hear. So he did not have mic.
Did not have a PR system.
So he has to sing loudly, so everybody hears. So Upgiyamana Udgayan Vanita Shata Yuthapa, because he was surrounded by young girls, which they were in groups. So there were groups of different sets of gopis who had similar mood. So there are hundreds of such groups. So Vanita Shati Yuthapa. So he is the king, master, protector of these groups. Vanita Shati Yuthapa. So Vanita is word used for young woman who has love. Vanita Janita Anurag. And Malam Bibhrad Vajayanti. So he was wearing Vajanti Mala. And Vyacharan Mandanayan Vanam. So along with them singing and moving in the forest, they moved while increasing the beauty of the forest. So this is how he was with various types of gopis in different moods. Swapaksha gopis, Vipaksha gopis, and Nispaksha gopis and Shrahid-paksha gopis or Tatastha. So various groups were there and he dealt with all of them in the forest. Purushottam Prabhu, you have some question or comment?
The question here is Achyuta Rahita. Why is it Achyuta Rahita? In the previous commentary it is there.
No, it is Nishtha and then Chuti Rahita. Don't break it, Achyuta.
Okay, Nishtha Chuti Rahita. Okay.
It is Nishtha,
So,
Ramana Nishtha, Chuti Rahita.
okay. And then what is the meaning of Diditi here? Diditi means
Diditi is rays, like the rays of sun. They're called Diditi.
Oh, okay. Diditi is rays. Okay.
Kunda Nami Prakashita Diditirias. Sandeep ji.
Baba ji responded to know what is the meaning of pranay. Pranay
Pranay?
is generally anishthay, that way.
No. Pranay means, pranay is generally used for love. So
It's not like firm determination, nishchay, that way.
that is prana.
Achha.
Khali prana, without ya.
Okay.
That is, I think, only in Hindi. I don't think that word is used in Sanskrit in that sense. Pranaya is like you have Vinaya. Pranaya. It's Naya. Naya, Naya means principle, rule, polity. That is called Naya. And Pranaya. What is the best policy? Pranaya means Prakrishta Naya. Nayati iti Naya, that which takes you to your goal is also called Naya. Or that which is the goal. Or that is which is the means. Different ways. So what is the best goal or best? Love only, right? Prakrishta Nayati. Right? So that's why Pranaya is, it's called Pranaya Geet. Vinaya, Vinaya? Vinaya means humility. Savinaya, with humility. Durnaya is also there. Anunaya is also there. Anunaya, Vinaya, Durnaya, Pranaya. So, different words. So let's see the commentary on this. Satabhir upa adhikyena giyamanaha raga swara taladhyayi. So upgiyamana he says means he was being sung. He was being sung means they were singing about him. And Up adhike arthe. Upparardhe harer guna. Remember this? Came recently in Karak Prakarana. So up here is used in adhik arthe, in the sense of excess. So they were singing excessively about him. And they were singing with different ragas. So these ragas are called raga. In Sanskrit, the songs have various ragas, because originally you sing when you have love, right? When you are happy, then you sing. So when you are happy, then your mood manifests in different ways. That's why there are so many ragas, because love manifests in different moods. So there are also ragas of sadness, because sometimes there is also sadness in raga. There are also ragas of anger, right? And your love mood is, morning is different, daytime is different, nighttime. So there are morning ragas, day ragas, evening ragas, night ragas, early morning ragas. So they were singing in the ragas, evening raga or maybe night raga, full. There are also ragas according to the season. So, and then there is a swara, so different notes, and tal, because you sing 3 tal, right? 3 tal, 5 tal, different talas are there, beats. So this is the music, and they are all very expert. These gopis are very good singers, and they are masters of music. So you can imagine so many great singers singing together, how it will be. If one nice singer is there, that makes the whole atmosphere change. In Hindi they say sama band gaya, means time stops.
Sama?
Band gaya, sama band diya. He stopped the time, right? Suna na aapne? So now when many sing together, sometimes in India there are family, like there are famous Dagar brothers, right? So they are Dhrupad singers. They are famous for the Dhrupad Dagar brothers. It's coming in their family lineage. So they sing together. That's very beautiful. So they are all singing. That's why it is called Upagiyamana. Because so many of them, then how loud it will be. That's why he says Upa Adhikyena Giyamana. And now they are singing out of love, because real singing is out of love only. These days you see the even famous singers, they drink and then they sing. They say without drinking we don't get into the mood. Many these big singers, they drink before they sing.
Also a group of village women in the Yuvraj Parikrama, they sing together the whole...
Yes, that's the tradition. They sing folk songs. And it sounds very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
So that's how they were singing. This is the Upagiyamana. And you can imagine gopis singing. This is their heart's feeling coming out. So
Bhimsen Joshi was famous for drinking and singing.
yes.
He will keep his drink in a lota though, so nobody will know what he's doing it.
But he was such a great singer. It's amazing. Heavenly singer, but he will drink and sing. He was even known for this. Then he will go home and his wife will beat him. He will get so much praise and clapping in the performance. When he goes home, his wife beats him. Because he is drunk. This was his life. So these gopis are, of course, they are intoxicated with love. They don't need any other drinking. They are so much. So therefore, this is Upgiyamana. And Tatra Talatrayena Geetam Yadha. So he says there, they were singing in Trital. Tintal. Not easy. Tintal. So Yatha Vadnam Madhurima Sadanam Chalanam Dalnam Karindra Kirtinam Hasitam Sudriga Bhalachitam Tav Sabaya Patumam Nisham. So Vadnam Madhurim. That your face is Madhurima Sadanam. It is the house of sweetness. That is your face. Vadanam Madhurima Sadanam. And Chalanam Dalanam Karindra Kirtinam. And your Chalanam, your walking, is like trampling the fame of elephants. The king of the elephant. Because elephant walks in a very majestic manner. The walk of an elephant is considered as very majestic, royal, because he walks slowly, very stable. So Krishna's walk is trampling on the fame of the walk of the king of the elephants. So Dalanam. And Hasitam Sudrig Bhilasitam. Sudrig Abhilasitam Tabsavayah Patu Mam Anisham. So he says your laughing is Sudrig Abhilasitam. Is something which is desired by those who have good eyes. Means those beautiful women, they enjoy your smile. And Tava Savayaha Patum Mam Anisham. So please protect me without break. We are your Savaya or associates or friends. So iti, and then when they are singing, so this is the Upgiyaman, they are singing about him, then he is also singing. So Swayam cha Vanitanam Shata Yuthani Panti Yastam, what is this? Yastam Mukhyatama. Is it Yasta? He says Yasta here. Okay. So I is missing here. Okay. So Swayam cha Vanitanam Shati Yuthani Panti Yasta Mukhyatama Sri Radha Chandravalyadya Tad Anugana Ritya Tainaiva Geetena Pratyekam Udgayan. So he is applying it differently. So he says that Upagiyamana Udgayan Vanita Shatayuthapa. So Shatayuthapa is saying that there are Vanitas. So Vanita means young girls, and they are Satayuthapa, Yutham. So there are hundreds of groups of such young ladies. And those who protect these yuthas, these groups, means those who are chief among them. They are two primarily, Sri Radha and Chandravali, and others, but primarily. So So Yutheswaris are called here as Yuthapa. So Sri Radha Chandravalyadya Tadanugana Ritya So Tainaiva Geetena Pratyekam Udgayan. So what Krishna is doing is that he is singing the very song which they are singing, especially the chief of the groups, what they are singing, so he is also singing that. Tainaiva Gitena, by the very song, same song. Pratyekam Udgayan. He sings everyone because he had many forms. That is also the meaning of Achyuta. He already said in the previous sloka, Yogeshwara Iswara, that so many gopis are there, so he also manifested so many forms, so now he is singing. So whatever the gopis is singing, because they are also poets, they make poetry, right? They sing, they make the song and they sing also. So extempore songwriting and singing. No practice required. Right? Generally you have to practice before you go on the stage. So now Krishna is also making song, but he is just changing little bit. So he says, Kvachid eka swara parivartena paraspar jnanam udgitam yatha. So he says sometimes he just changes one word, and then by changing one word it becomes for them. They are singing about him and he changes, he twists, and then he sings about them. So then he doesn't have to make much effort. And also the same raga can go. Sattvadvadanam sadanam madhurimnam tatrahanta dirganta vilasaha tesu asama susama pujagmu sundari kam kala sakalasta. So they had said that vadanam madhurima sadanam chalnam dalnam karindra. So he is also making now. Tvadvadanam sadanam madhurimnam. So he just changed. He says your face is the abode of sweetness. And tatrahan tadriganta vilasa. So that sudrig abhilasitam can also mean that your smile which goes up to the end of the eyes means broad smile. So that's how he's saying that your face is the abode of sweetness, and there you have the big smile which is going to the end of the eyes. Draganta Vilasa. And Teshu Asama Susama Upajagamu Sundari Kamakala Sakalasta. And then he says, oh beautiful girl, that all the Kamakala, all the art of love, with all their component, they have gone to them, Susama and Asama. Some Susama, Asama means some are contrary, some are favorable. What he means, I really don't know. But Asama means not equal, Susama means equal. Susama also means soft, beautiful. And then Asama can be opposite of that. So means you have all the art of love. Some of them are straightforward, some are not straightforward because various, just like in their talk also, there were Vamya and there was Dakshina, so that's the meaning of Asama and Susama. That some are crooked movements and some are straight movements. So this is how he is making it, iti. And then he says, Kante todasya uda dattamindu mrigchala huryasai vadhatte janopahasasya nothva kim dijopi mudho garlam jaghasa. So this is Krishna saying that Kante todasya udaya dattam indu mrigchalad Duryasa eva dhatte. So he says that, oh beloved, that your face which is like a moon, then it is only holding infamy on the pretext of having the sign of deer on it. Because moon, if you look at it, there is a sign of deer. Whatever, different places they call it differently.
Yeah.
Right? What is
called the rabbit?
rabbit? So here in Sanskrit poet they call it deer.
Here is better.
So he says that is just bringing infamy to your beauty. Means what he's saying is that to call you as having a beautiful face like moon is only bringing infamy. Because moon is having blemishes in it. And your face does not have any blemish. So therefore it says, Tvadasya Udaya, when your face, moon-like face rises, like rising of the moon, Udaya Dattam Indu Michala Duryasa. So it is bringing Duryasha. Or Janopahasa Sahano Athva Kim Dijopi Mudho Garlam Jaghase. And then although you are Dvija, but you are being foolish because you are drinking the poison. And thus becoming the object of people's ridicule, Janopahasa. So he is making some jokes like that. Janopahasa sahano athva kim dvijopi mudho garlam jaghase. So there may be some pun here, we never know. It doesn't explain, because dvija is also teeth. And they are drinking garalam, mudho garlam. They can all have double meanings. So atra sundari iti atra sundar iti kanta iti atra kanta iti prayunjana prayasi janonu gayati. So he says here Krishna is using the word sundari and kante. So now the gopis will change these words. For sundari they will say sundara, for kante they will say kanta, and then it will become for him, because kanta is for the female and kanta is for the male, sundari is for female and sundara is for male. So like that you change it. So iti prayunjana prayasi jano anugayati. So then the gopis they are singing after him smaiti riti. So he sings and they sing and change it. So this is how they were relishing. Just like earlier also in the dialogue, he was making statements, then they also made similar statements with a double meaning. So they are equal match to him. And Vajayantim Panchavarna Pushpa Grathitam Panchavarna Vajayanti iti Vachanat. So this Vajayanti is the name of Krishna's garland. So generally it is described that garland which has got 5 colors is called Vajayanti. Or sometimes they say the garland which comes up to your knees, that is called Vajayanti. These are 2 separate definitions. So Krishna's garland is called Vajayanti. Yes. Okay, so this is the end of his commentary. So next verse 45. Nadyaha pulinam avishya gopibhir himvalukam jishtam tattaralanandi kumudamoda vayuna. So then they came to the bank of river. Nadyaha pulinam means bank of the river, avishya gopibhir himvalukam. So Krishna he came along with the gopis on the white cool sand of Yamuna bank. and Justam Tattaralanandi Kumudamoda Vayuna. And there was a beautiful fragrant wind which was carrying the fragrance of the Kumuda flowers, and there were waves in that Yamuna Tattaralanandi. So that's how he came to the bank of the river. So here just a small comment. Tasya nadyas tarlai tarangair ananditi satya mandyabhyam anandadayakascha ratra api prafulla nam kamala nam amodoyata. So tasya nadya means tarlai tarangai, the waves coming from that river, they were giving pleasure. Why? Because they were cool and they were very soft, and there were lotus flowers in that. Kumud is lotus flower. So although at night lotus flowers don't bloom, but it seems they were there. So this wind which is coming from the Yamuna river, carrying the fragrance of the lotus flower, cool and soft, was very pleasing to them, because they are dancing, so you need cool breeze, otherwise sweat will come. So Ratrau api prafulla nam kamla nam amodo. So even at night the lotuses were blooming, and they also wanted to see Krishna, so they bloomed. Yata sacha tena vayuna reme. So then he enjoyed there. So there is a different reading. This book has Justam, but Vishwanath Chakravarti has the reading as Reme. Justam iti pathe ramyan chakarati utrena anvaya. But if the reading is Justam, then he says the sloka has to be combined with the next sloka, where the verb is ramyan chakara. Means along with this, then he has the next one. Kumudamodeti tarlanandeti cha kochit patha. So in some slokas there is a different reading also, Kumudamod and Tarlanandi. So that's all in his comment. So now in this next sloka, it's described how Krishna relished their company, and then basically this is the last sloka which describes that. It's the famous sloka. So this is also Sahityak Riti. If there is a description of enjoyment of Nayak and Nayika, then this has to be described. This is the standard style. Bahu prasara parirambha karala koru nivistanala bhannarmana khagrapatai Shwelyavalokah hasitairvaj sundarinam uttam bhayan ratipatim ramayan chakaraha. So ratipatim ramayan chakara. This is the statement. So Sri Krishna, what he did is ratipatim uttam bhayan ramayan chakara. That he relished by exciting their love. Ratipati, Rati is the wife of Cupid. So Ratipati is Cupid. And Uttam Bhayan means increasing, augmenting, exciting. So exciting their love or feeling of love, he enjoyed with them. And how did he do that? So this is described here. Bahu prasara parirambha karala koru nivi stanalabhan narma nakhagrapati. So he stretched his arms and embraced them. Bahu prasara parirambha kara, and he touched their hair, their thighs, their belt, their breast. Alabhan. Alabhan is touching. and Narma Nakhagra Patai, and he also made marks with the nails. And Kshalya Avaloka Hasitairvaj Sundrinam. So he was playfully, jokingly looking at them, or he was being looked by the gopis who were happy, smiling and joking. Vrajsundrinam Uttabhyan Ratipatim Ramyam Chakara. This is how he relished their company. So he gives a very interesting explanation of this Bahu Prasara Parirambha Kara. So the straightforward meaning is Bahu means arms, and Prasara means extending, and Parirambha means embracing. And then Kara is hand, means he stretched his hands, embraced them, touched their hand, their hair and other parts of the body. But he gives another meaning. He's saying that Krishna stretched their hands as if they are trying to hold on. So he says, Bahu prasara tasam swasva vakshri swastaki bhutanam bhujanam prasharanam. So generally women, if someone tries to touch them forcibly, then they cross their arms on their chest. So that is the swastik. So he says that he opened their swastik. That is the meaning of Bahu Prasara. Swasva Vakshrisi Swastiki Bhutanam Bhujanam Prasaranam. That the gopis were holding on to their chest. They are putting their hands on their breast. So he spread them. And Sacha Parirambhascha. And then after doing this, then he embraced them. And Karadinam Alabhanam cha Sparshascha. And then he touched their hands and hair and other parts. So Sparsha, Alabhanam, Sparsham. Alabhan is an interesting word, because Alabhan, this word is very interesting, because this is also used for killing. If you read Purmimansa, then word there for animal sacrifice is Pashu Alabhanam. Svetam Alabhet Swarga Kama. You remember the statement? That one who wants to have heaven, then Svetam Alabhet. Sveta means white animal to be sacrificed. So there the word Alabhanam is used. So Alabhan means killing, and Alabhan also means touching. So that's why he says Alabhanam, because here it cannot be killing. So Alabhanam Sparshascha, touching. This comes in 11th Canto also. Pasor Alabhanam Natu Himsa. So Narma Parihasascha. So Narma Parihas means joking, mocking, making fun, cracking jokes. And Nakhagra Patascha. This is the Sahityik, and using nails. Tai Kshvalya Kridoktya. So Kshvalya means statements of playfulness. Avlokaischa hasitascha ratipatim prematmakam kamam tasam swasya cha uttamhyan. So by seeing, by smiling, he excited their kama or lust, which here means prematmak, means their love. And this he did of his own as well as theirs, because this samas can be applied both ways. How you break it. So Uddipayan, so all these things excited, they are also Uddipanas. Tavad bhireva svaprakashai pratyekam ramyan chakara. And he manifested as many prakasas, as many gopis were there. And this is how he enjoyed with each gopi, gave them pleasure, and he also enjoyed. Nanu Chattavati eva puline bahu gopi jan sanghate niravarnatvat saurat talpadya bhavacha pratekam tabhi shatkoti pramadam hi saha samprayog lila na sangachate. So now one gopi, one doubt is raised. He says, you said earlier that there are 1 billion gopis. Now you are saying that they all came to the bank of Yamuna river. So how is it possible that 1 billion people on the bank of Yamuna river? Right? I mean, they have this Kumbh Mela.
2 billion because so 1 billion Krishnas.
Well, we can't, let's count him only one. So, how is this possible that all these people, they were together, and then you are saying that they did this, they did that, so they need place, they need privacy, because Krishna is with each one of them. It's not that they are looking at each other. Each one is private. And they also need bed, place to sit down, maybe something to drink. It was not just that they are in some hurry. So they are enjoying, relaxed mood. So how did this happen? This looks unbelievable. So he says this, how this Leela of their union, Satkoti Pramada Bhisa, that how with 1 billion gopis, how is that each one they had their private place when there are so many gopis together? This is not possible. This is the doubt which is raised here. So he says Satyam. So he says, yes, that's true, but it's possible. So Bhagavan Murtayariva Vrindavan Bhumerapi Vibhutvat. So he says that just as Krishna is Vibhu, Krishna, although he looks like a human being, some limited space he is occupying, whatever is his height, but he is unlimited. Sarvato Pani Padam Tat Sarvato Akshisharo Mukam Sarvato Srutiman Loke Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. He himself says in Bhagavad Gita. So he says his abode is also like that, Vrindavan is also like that. And that does not mean that whole Vrindavan, but any small space of Vrindavan is unlimited. Because unlimited thing does not have any parts in it. Unlimited is unlimited everywhere, it's unlimited. So that's what he says. He says, Tilmatra Pradeshasya api atisparatvam. That even one speck of Vrindavan is unlimited and it can expand into any amount. It's like when he lifted Govardhan hill, the whole Vraja came underneath along with their cows and calves. And then he said that everyone has got like 1,000,000 cows. Like Nanda Maharaj also was one. So how many billion cows were there? Right? Vatsatari Satai, Satkoti, millions. And nothing is less than in millions here. Otherwise, how will he be God if he has 10-15 cows that we have? I mean, if he is God, he has to have something extra, right? So he has. So how did they fit so many cows? For 7 days, where did they eat? And passing cow dung? That itself will make one Govardhan. Right? Few million cows for 7 days if they are passing cow dung. It will make one Govardhan, right? In Hindi, cow dung is called Gobar, so it will become Govardhan. Right? So how did this happen? And where were these cows eating? They are starving or what? Okay, Krishna did not eat. What about other Brajvasis? They also did not eat. Cows also did not eat. Everybody fasted for 7 days.
No.
They had feasted, After feasting, you don't feel hungry, right? If you have a good meal, then you don't want to eat next meal. So therefore they didn't eat for 7 days, because just before that they had a good meal. Krishna ate so much, right? He was saying, bring more, bring more. He ate up everything. He was smart. He ate in advance like people do when it's fasting day. Previous night they eat more. Right? Previous night eat extra. They thought tomorrow is fast, let me eat more. So Krishna knew this, so he already ate. So then when he was lifting Govardhan, he did not need to eat. So he says like this, that till matra pradeshasya api atisvaratvam savaran vividha kunjavatvam. So there were so many kunjas made privately for each gopi. So Krishna went into separate bowers with each gopi and had his private Līlā with them. That's the meaning which is described here. So now people of another religion, they will read this, they will say, well, this is what is Hinduism. Especially now when the books and translations are available. Some people already make that. So everything was available there. Gandha, Malya, Tambuladi, Sahita, Vichitra, Saurabha, Puspa, Talpavatam. So there were kunjas, all these with houses made of creepers. There were beds, fragrance, garlands, tambula, right, to chew. These are standard things. And Vichitra Saurabha Puspa Talpa, and there were beautiful bed made with fragrant flowers, flower beds. All this was Durghata Ghatana Patiyasya Yogmaya Prakashitam. So this was all manifested by Yogmaya, which can do, which appears impossible. And Lila ante punaravritam chaiti susangitakam evaidata. And when their Leela was over, then she closed the show. It's like when you go to dream. So in your dream, you can do anything, right? Is there any possibility that you cannot do in the dream? You can do anything. You do many things which are impossible otherwise. You can see a golden mountain on fire, and you are sitting on top of that, and you are not burning, right? In the dream, all this is possible. So if you can do it in dream, why Krishna cannot do in reality? Dream is possible because reality is there, right? Dream is based on reality. So therefore it's all possible for him. Should not doubt it. Okay, we'll stop here. Any questions? Okay. Tanmaji, late reaction.
Was looking for the button knowledge. Sorry.
Okay.
So this you described that there was the gopis sing and then Krishna follows and then the gopis follow and they use the words and just make small changes to the song. So there you mentioned that Krishna primarily followed the song to Radha, Chandravati and other key gopis that are the group leaders. But then here you're saying that, or he's saying that they are individual bhavas. So was it that this, and they are not aware of each other, it seems like.
Yeah, that is now. And
that is now, so before it was not like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you go to party, you sing and dance, then you go home, right? Privately.
Yeah.
So here also. Malati?
Thank you.
Babaji, could you speak about the significance of this play of the scratching with the nails? We hear this so often in this sporting with Krishna and the gopis, that their nail marks and the scratching and all that, which is very unusual for us. So what is the Sahitic significance of that?
Sahitic significance, I already said that in Sahitya it is described that when Nayak and Nayika they relish, then this is what they do. So that's what is being described here. So it is described that just like if you, this is also there in Kama Sutra, that if you fight, if you have a fight, the problem is that this is also not anybody's experience. But if you are fighting, or let's say if you are playing, so those of you who have played some game like tennis, where 1-1, so if you have a good opponent, then you enjoy that, right? So he hits back. Now think if you have a boxing match, so the other person is hitting you. So then if you are a good boxer, that will excite you. If you are a wrestler and you are wrestling, another person is strong and you are also strong, then his moves will excite you. If you are a Kshatriya and you are fighting, shooting arrows, and the other person is a match to you, then it will bring out the best in you and you will enjoy that. You say, well, that was such a nice match. So this is also like that. So Nakhagrapata is also one excitement. This gives pleasure. This is the love fight.
Cupid's battle.
Yeah. So this is the cupidity, stupidity, if you want to say it. But that's how it works. Raghavaji.
Thank you.
Says Pradip, you said that dreams that are based on reality.
No?
So that the dreams are based on reality, you said.
Yeah.
So why? Because to define the dream, reality has to exist, and then you say what is the dream? How is that the dreams are based on reality?
No, dreams are just your experiences which come up at night. That's all. These are samskaras which you have experienced. They come up in dream.
But depends on reality.
Yeah, what you have experienced. It's
But
all.
you also dream what you have not experienced, like the mountain, gold mountain, and all this.
No, you have experience of gold and you have experience of mountain.
Okay.
So in dream you make something new.
But it's based on reality, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pradip.
Mohini.
Babaji, in the comment to verse 44, in the translation is written like when the gopis reply, your teeth are twice born, they are foolish because they are drinking poison. Could you please explain that more?
Well, this is also poison. Remember there earlier they said when they came running, then this love is also compared like that. So in love you bite. These are all sahitic things, There are bite marks in love fight, like you are talking about nails. If you scratch with hand, you also bite with teeth. So that is what he is mentioning. These are all sahitic way of saying things. Purushottam Prabhu.
This is a little diversion, but it still relates to the karma. And it's quoted so many times that Chanakya said women have a 9 times more karma or something. What does it really mean? Or is it something in what context this is said, or this has been used several times, I see, in a derogatory manner also.
Well, it can be derogatory or whatever, but it depends. Means their capacity to enjoy is more than men. That's what it means.
That's what it means.
Different capacities are there. So some capacities, some have more, some have less.
You explained this extensively in Pearls of Wisdom. This question, answer to the question.
Okay.
Purushottam Ji, Babaji has explained the answer to your question extensively in Pearls of Wisdom. Get the book. Don't delay.
Thank you.
So these things better be brief. They are not very openly to be spoken.